Hey everyone, you amazing people. Some really big things are happening right now in the crypto world, the money world, and lots more. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell you about today. Because honestly, people who own XRP could win big right now that we all know about when they lower interest rates. But there are two other huge updates I want to tell you about today that really show where this bull run is going and how much money is going to come in. So I want to start by talking about tariffs. Now we all know interest rates are the most important thing. Tariffs are probably the second biggest thing that affects markets, followed by other things like businesses making money and crypto getting better. Now when we look at what we're seeing here, basically what the U.S. money boss Bassin is saying is that the next round of U.S. and China trade talks could result in another 90-day tariff pause. This will be the third pause in a row for a total of 270 days with China, which is one of the U.S.'s biggest trading partners. And if this tariff pause keeps going, well, more money for businesses, more money going around the economy, more money for people to put into cryptocurrencies. So this is a story that's still happening, a story I'm going to keep covering for you guys to make sure you have the newest and best info about it. And I'm sure we're going to find out very soon. And you know, it doesn't always go like we expect. So yeah, get ready for the roller coaster ride. Now, with that said though, companies making money, like I said earlier, is super important to see how strong the economy is and how much money is going around, how much people are spending, and of course, how much money people will have to invest on it. So I wanted to point out some things happening in the tech area, which we know is really connected to cryptocurrencies. Now, in case you haven't been paying attention, tie-in, or maybe you just don't get the connection, Google, Tesla, these big tech companies, usually what happens is they'll get big price jumps, and then very soon after we'll see the crypto market get that money. Kind of like how you see the money cycle go from Bitcoin to Ethereum to then other cryptos. Basically, it actually starts with tech stocks. So it goes tech stocks, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. So what I'm seeing in the stock market today is nothing short of amazing. Google has officially become the fourth biggest company in history to hit a $3 trillion market cap. They went up 4.63% in one day, going over $3 trillion market cap. And at the same time, we see Tesla going up crazy amounts. It went up $69 in one day, hitting almost $420 per share. You can't tell me we don't live in a computer game. This kind of stuff is funny. But that happened. That really happened today, too. You can see the charts look insane for Alphabet, for Tesla, you name it. And the reason why these stocks are jumping so hard is their money-making numbers are growing fast with artificial intelligence coming in. What we're seeing is these companies have lower costs and work better, make more stuff. And this means more money being made and less money being spent. Now, in case you didn't know, if these companies keep this up and they keep investing like they are now into growing AI stuff, the whole world, as we know it, will keep becoming more and more efficient. And what this is going to mean is just like what we saw in the Industrial Revolution. When technology was growing, people were getting access to more money, which means life got way better for the average American and the average person across the world who was part of this Industrial Revolution. And I think something very similar is going to happen here because of AI. There's going to be less need for certain work, which is actually probably a good thing when everything is said and done, just like many other technologies that were made in the past. It gives us more freedom to live our lives. Now, I know that the topic people have strong feelings about, and lots of you guys are going to have your thoughts on that. But the truth is there's going to be more money to spend and more money to invest into the future because things are getting more efficient. And when we see things like that happen, usually technology stocks and cryptocurrency benefit way more compared to others. The reason for that is crypto, AI, tech, they're building the future. They're the ones making new things. They're the ones benefiting directly from these changes. It really makes sense when you think about it. So if you're in the crypto space, if you're investing in tech stocks, you're in the right place right now. You're in the perfect moment in history to benefit so much more. I think because of rate cuts also happening and these companies just getting access to more and more money and lower interest rates and being able to get bigger loans and stuff, this is probably going to be the most historic run we've ever seen in history. And like I talked about in my last video, 20 out of the last 20 times when the Fed cut rates within a few percentage points of SP 500 all-time highs, we hit a new all-time high within the next year. 20 out of 20 times. So I think the next 12 months are going to be super, super bullish with how things are right now. PayPal is also going to be adding Bitcoin and Ethereum into its new person-to-person payment system. Now I'm going to talk about crypto more directly now because, obviously these tech companies, these absolute giants of the space, they're developing and they're building blockchain into their systems. This is a slow but sure process. PayPal will be first because PayPal is completely an online bank. That's what they are, E.S. They're going to be first to add Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP and other cryptocurrencies like Solana and many other. But they're not going to be the last. They will be first because they're the ones always making new things and putting these features in first. And then it's going to be JP Morgan and Chase. And then it's going to be, Bank of America. And then it's going to be RBC and all these other huge banks across the world. They're all going to be doing this. And the reason why is because they'd be dumb not to. If they don't do this, their competition will do this. Their competition will make way more money because they're making money on all of these transactions on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, right? And then their customers are getting access to something that would have otherwise just gone to an exchange for that. It's easier for them. Think about it. They have the money right in the bank. They can buy Bitcoin right at the bank. Amazing, right? This is easy. XRP right at the bank. Sign me up, right? So banks basically are going to get access to a new multi-billion money-making stream. And because it's so much easier now for regular people to get into crypto, it's going to be way less scary. And that just means there's going to be way more room for this space to grow. I think this alone will let trillions of more dollars flow into the crypto industry. So I think you'd be totally crazy to look at this and think, oh yeah, this bull runs over to, the Fed's going to cut rates. Banks are about to add crypto into, their solutions they can offer to customers. This bull run's done. No. Have you not been listening? Have you not been looking at all the examples from history? Look at this. This is insane. And this is not even counting ETFs. We already saw what ETFs did for Bitcoin, guys. That by itself started the bull run. But now we have so many other more massive things happening at the same time. So I just really wanted to pee. Warming that out. Really hammer into you guys who might be doubting right now. On top of that, though, I want to talk about treasury companies like, for example, MicroStrategy. Everyone knows about Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. Now, there are new treasury companies that are coming out. One example is Multicoin, and there are a few others, and they're starting to collect lots of other cryptos besides Bitcoin. And this is why I think the real alt season is right around the corner. And XRP is going to be no different. There's going to be companies, treasury companies getting XRP very soon here as well. But Bitcoin just bought 6.8 million Solana worth $1.58 billion. Just like that. $1.58 billion for a company you probably never even heard about. How many of you guys have heard about Multicoin? Let me know in the comments down below. I bet 90% of you have never even heard of it. But they're buying billions of dollars of Solana. And there's going to be treasury companies buying billions of dollars of XRP. Once again, that'd be silly not to. Look at how MicroStrategy, which we're going to talk about in just a second, Michael Saylor, turned a company that was basically dead and barely even making anything on the stock market into now a multi-billion-dollar company. Think about that. Think about that for a second. This MicroStrategy was nothing before Bitcoin. But now everyone knows this company, and they have been able to make billions of dollars with the easiest plan in the world. Buy Bitcoin. It's really that easy. You don't think there are companies taking notes right now thinking, what if I just did this, but for XRP? What if I just did this, but for Solana? You bet they're going to do that. And yes,